Well guys, it's a warm welcome back to the channel. Very warm in fact. The humidity here now, this is the 1st of April. And by the way, before we start this video, do not attempt to play an April's Fool joke in Thailand. You can check the warnings on the internet, that's all I'll say. You'll be doing yourself a disfavour, that's for sure. Anyway, this is not an April Fool's joke. This is a factual video, as they always are. And I'm standing on a bridge. I'm not taking it to the bridge, but I might take it to the bridge someday. I'm only joking. This video is in response to Keep It Real. There's your comment there, Tim. Tim is a loyal subscriber to the channel. And Tim has mentioned, why not make a video stroke vlog about the problems with communication, blah, blah, and etc., etc. with a Thai partner, spouse, wife, whatever you want to call it. Or her, well, depending on your preference, he or her or him, whatever. In my case, it's her. And to say that there are issues and that you'd be mad. Some fella commented on my last video, I spent 1,700 baht to make a pizza. It wasn't just the pizza, it was all the trays and the grater and the rolling pin. And yes, the ingredients were expensive, but I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing it for the pizza. And if you saw the result, you know I wasn't doing it for the pizza because it was an absolute disaster. I was doing it for my peace of mind, to have something to do. And you'd be better off doing other things rather than marrying a Thai woman if you don't know what you're getting into. And you never know what you're getting into when you get married, really. But you really don't know what you're getting into when you're marrying a Thai woman, because you're not just marrying her, you're marrying her family. I know I've spoken about this topic before, but each time I do, it's about a different aspect of it, because it's such an important topic. And it's what a lot of guys go head first into, not just here in Thailand, but in general. But if you go head first here, you'll really realise later on what you've gotten yourself into. And at my stage, I'm still trying to figure out what I've gotten myself into. I just want to say at this point that I love my wife and I love my son, and I'm committed to staying here, and I'm committed to being a father to my son and a husband to my wife the best I can. But it's not always that easy when there's such a breakdown in communication. And you might say that it's my fault that I didn't learn Thai. Well, I'll tell you, I don't want to. It's not my desire. I learned a bit of it, and a bit of it is what I need to get by, and that's all I want to do. After all, I speak English, the international language. It's okay. It's okay. Her understanding of English is professional because she's a professional banker, and she speaks English that facilitates her dealings with foreigners and companies and blah, blah, blah. But that's hardly what you would consider conversational English. And that's where we have our problem. One of the problems with Thai people, and it's not a problem, it's a problem for us, it's not a problem for them, is that they're emotionally immature as far as I'm concerned, maybe as far as you're concerned. They have no concept of your cultural, the way your cultural upbringing has fashioned your habits. They have no concept of that. I'll give you, and you know, you're the one that always has to make the change or make the adjustment. Well, after all, you're living in Thailand. But when you're in a relationship, we're not talking about Thailand here. We're talking about a culture, the culture of Thailand. We're also talking about the culture of a marriage. And when it's a culture of marriage, it's a 50-50 deal. But not if you're married to a Thai woman, because it has to be her way or the highway. When I talk about her way or the highway, I can give you some in-depth examples of how that affects me. And we're talking about emotional immaturity here too. This example involves KFC. Now, KFC is a Western fast food franchise, but the Thais love KFC. And if you're interested what's the most popular fast food concept, let's say, in Thailand, it's KFC, because chicken is part of their diet. McDonald's and Burger King, I wouldn't say pale in comparison, but KFC is the most popular because chicken was always part of the Thai cuisine. the other day, we were in aforementioned KFC, and my wife she bought chicken, okay? So, on the way out, she had her groceries and stuff, we'd been shopping, and she turned to me, and we were about 50 metres beyond the door of KFC we just left. She said, "Go back and get me sauce." But she said it in 50% Thai, 50% English, more or less. Sometimes I can't remember what language she speaks when I try to remember what she was saying, because she could have said it in Thai, she could have said it in English, I don't know. Pomput prasa Thai, I do speak Thai. A bit, quite a bit actually. But anyway, not enough, not as much as I should, but as much as I want to. But she anyway said, "Go back and get me sauce." She get me sauce for me mother, she said. And you see, because she didn't communicate the whole sentiment of what she was talking about, I just heard, "Get me sauce." So that's what I did. I went back, she continued on towards the car, and I went back and I got, you know, the little sauce boats, little sauce trays they have, the circular ones. I got one of ketchup and one of their spicy Thai, spicy, saucy, whatever the hell yellow yolk it is, you know the thing, amber in colour. And I had these two trays and I walked back to her, and she went mad. She went absolutely mad. I was a buffalo, I was a fool. What the hell am I going to do? Driving back towards her mother's house, trying to balance these two sauce boats or whatever. She wanted the sachets. But you see, you might say I was foolish, but she didn't communicate that to me. She just said she wanted sauce. I didn't really know what she wanted it for. You know, she could have just wanted it to dip in and out of it while I was driving, sitting beside me in the car. But oh no, she wanted sachets. And when I tried to tell her, to plead my case that it was a misunderstanding, I said, "If you wanted me to get a sachet, why didn't you say sachet?" Because she doesn't speak English that well. Or a pack. But she didn't say that. She just said "gets up." And that's an example of how communication can break down. And you're left looking like a fool because it has to be their way or no way. Because they are so emotionally immature. They fail to see how wrong they could be in terms of communication breakdown. They're not at fault. You're at fault. You're the farang. And that's the deal. So I've just taken a breather. One of the wonderful things about Thailand is you get these old-fashioned, old-style, old-school Coke bottles. Ice-cold 10 baht. Wonderful. Wonderful. One of the things you don't realise about Thailand is that, well, you do realise it, they're shorter than we are. And how does that affect me sitting here? This is just a by the way. I'll tell you how it affects me sitting here. I've had to put two stools, one on top of each other, look, like this. Because the stools in Thailand are so close to the ground. I'm 183 centimetres in gibberish. That's 6'1". I'm joking, gibberish. I mean, I don't use imperial. I'm Irish, but I think it's 6'1", 183. So I have to put two stools on top of each other. Usually that's the case. Seats in Thailand in public areas are usually quite low to the ground because Thais are smaller. That's a fact. I bet you didn't know that. And other things you didn't know are the problems you have with communication with your Thai spouse or Thai wife or Thai partner. They're always going to be right, and you have to row into their opinion. And you might, and as I alluded to earlier on, I said earlier on, some people are going to say, well, I live here, it's their culture. Of course I have to row in and do things as they do. But a marriage is an individual culture, let's say. It's a microcosm, it's a microculture. And in that culture, there's two people. And therefore, it should be 50-50. That's it. But you'll never get 50-50. You'll never get 50-50 in a relationship with a Thai woman because she's emotionally immature and you have to do it her way. There are oodles of examples and videos that I've made in the past about the problems I've had in my marriage based on the cultural difference factor. And I can say this to you, and I'm not going to say I'm wrong. I will just say that if I could speak the language fluently, let's say, I would say 60% of my problems would go away, but not all. Because language is a huge part of culture, but it's not everything. And regardless what happens, you're still a bloody farang, and you'll never blend in. You're physically incapable of blending in. 1, you're too pale. 2, you're too tall. And 3, you're not emotionally immature. There you go. That's my view of it. So would I recommend, I think Tim said this in his comment, would I recommend that others follow suit and marry a Thai girl? All I'll say is each one are different. I happen to marry a very traditional Thai girl. She's in her 50s. Well, I'm 60. I'm not going to give away age, but she's not too far off me. And when I met her, she was in her 40s, early 40s. And she was pretty traditional then. I could see it, but I didn't know how problematic that could be. And by jingo, if I had known then what I know now, I probably wouldn't be here. Because as I said in one of my other videos again, that when you marry a Thai, you become dependent. You can't even do your visa without her. Yeah, well, obviously you can't because you're married to her. If you're on an O visa, there's no such thing as a marriage visa. I always say that. You're on your O visa, and the marriage aspect of that, you obviously need her. But I have never seen a fellow Farang go to renew his annual visa without his Thai wife leading the show, and he's just in the background like monkey boy. And by the way, if you want me to sum up my status here in relation to my marriage and relation to my status with her family, you could just use the term monkey boy, because that's what I feel like. And you know, at this stage, I don't give a shit. I really don't. I'm too old to venture forth. I'm too old to change it now. I put it this way, I'm very happy. I am very happy. But I'm not very happy all the time. But who is? There you go, lads. I hope you're happier, or you feel more or well informed, or you feel better informed as a result of watching this video. But whatever, leave a comment in the comment section. And I know I don't get back to all the comments. I do my best, but thankfully this is such an interactive channel. It's great that you're there, and I appreciate you. And make sure you join me again for another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.